And I was like, you just said BDO? So this dude looks at me and he goes, yeah, man. He's like, I was like, oh shit, I used to stream that. And he looks at me and he goes, oh, no kidding. He's like, do you know any of the streamers in there? I was like, yeah, man. He's like, do you know who Zero is? And I'm like, absolutely. Then I think he named 1 or 2 other people. I'm not positive. Then he goes, do you know Kitty K? And I was like, I know Kitty. I'm like, I'm part of like the Kitty crew. And he goes, holy shit, I'm her mod. And then he said something with a J. I didn't know what it was at the time. And I'm like, dude, I'm Heartcarver. And he goes, holy fuck.
Hey there, Crusties. ErisOfShadows here, bringing you the word of our beloved Lobster King Heartcarver. Now, you better get ready to mark your calendars, because on November 8th through November 9th, we are doing a 24-hour charity stream. Yes, that's right, the Crustacean Kingdom's Heartcarver as a channel has partnered up with StackUp. Call to arms, my veterans. StackUp is an amazing charity that supports military veterans around the world dealing with mental health issues and isolation. They use the power of gaming and geek culture to combat the invisible wounds of war. Every dollar that we raise will go directly in helping them, continuing their vital mission for the veterans across the world. So, join us on November 8th through the 9th for our 24-hour charity stream here live on YouTube and Twitch. I am ErisOfShadows, and I will see you guys the next time we embrace mediocrity together.
Okay, so, God, I don't even know where to start. Like, I was actually debating on putting together a freaking outline for this. So, I have never been to a convention. The only convention I have ever been to in my entire life was the Atlassian convention. And if you don't know what that is, I went there for work, and it's like a project management software and stuff like that. So, like, I went to, like, learn about that. That was the only time I ever did. Start at the beginning. It's a damn good start. Okay, yeah, fair. This was kind of like a last-minute trip, like, in the sense that I had talked to Eris about whether or not we should go, and he's like, yeah, it is actually, like, worth going to as a creator, especially as someone who's, like, working on building and growing and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, fuck it, let's do this. I don't have pictures ready today, but I will have them in my Discord because I have a ton of pictures, or not a ton, but a bunch of pictures, including one I'm going to get to a little bit later. That's absolutely hysterical. So I get on the plane and I flew out of the Raleigh airport, because most of you guys know I'm in, like, somewhere in, like, the North Carolina area, and the Raleigh was the closer airport for me to fly up. So I flew out of that and I flew to Charlotte. Then I spent a couple hours hanging out at the Charlotte airport, just sitting there, and, like, I'm a big dude, okay? As people can attest to now in real life, not only, fuck, I gotta fall off my chair. Not only am I a little wide, as you can tell from being on camera, but I am actually a tall motherfucker. I'm like 6'2" or so. An actual 6'2", not an Eris 6'2", by the way. And I, sorry. There's, like, so much going through my brain right now. So I'm like, I flew the whole, 5 hours, 6 hours, something along those lines. You're a tall and broad-shouldered guy. I can confirm from yesterday. Indeed. But I have to pause and make a little note here, guys. Evan's mustache is as fucking glorious in person as you would expect. It is the most beautiful Sasquatch looking thing across his lip. That man has more hair on his lip, and I'm not even going to say on my head, because we all know how that's going to go. But I think down my entire body. It was insane. Anyway, so I'm on the plane getting ready to, like, disembark or whatever, right? And because I stood up as fast as I can, because those plane seats, like, the guy in front of me kept trying to put his seat back, and I understand that it is perfectly acceptable for people to recline their seats. It is not perfectly acceptable for you to do that when my big ass is behind you and my knees are already up against your seat. So I spent like 5 hours with this guy, like, pushing his seat back into my knees the entire time, and his seat just not moving for some strange reason. So as soon as the plane, like, we were able to stand up, I was like, badoom, stood the fuck up, right? Mustache ride built for like 5. Trying to decide whether or not that was a compliment. Perfect. That went just as I was expecting. So I'm just sitting there, and out of the corner of my, like, I just kind of hear something about Black Desert Online. So I do that like my head snaps around. And I was like, you just said BDO? So this dude looks at me and he goes, yeah, man. He's like, I was like, oh shit, I used to stream that. And he looks at me and he goes, oh, no kidding. He's like, do you know any of the streamers in there? I was like, yeah, man. He's like, you know who Zeroed is? And I'm like, absolutely. Then I think he named 1 or 2 other people. I'm not positive. Then he goes, do you know Kitty K? And I was like, I know Kitty. I'm like, I'm part of like the Kitty crew. And he goes, holy shit, I'm her mod. And then he said something with a J. I didn't know what it was at the time. And I'm like, dude, I'm Heartcarver. And he goes, holy fuck. And so I was like, this was like one of the coolest moments for me because I hadn't gotten off the plane yet. And I can legitly say, sort of, I was recognized as a creator. I'm not going to say that he went through a few other creator names first. I'm not going to say he couldn't tell who the hell I was, you know, in person or any of that stuff. But I will say, and this is what I told, I sent my wife this thing. It was like, hey, I met a fan. And her response was kind of like, did you just take a picture with a random person to send me this picture? So that's how my convention started.
Hey there, Crusties. That's the end of the video. If you enjoyed this journey into the depths, claw smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next time we embrace mediocrity together with our beloved Lobster King. This is ErisOfShadows, and I will see you in the Crustacean Kingdom.